Ahmadi Muslims are deeply committed to the promotion of peace, freedom, and loyalty to country, along with service to humanity. In 2011, our community established an annual Ahmadiyya Muslim Humanitarian Award to recognize the services and contributions of individuals who selflessly strive to assist oppressed and disadvantaged communities around the world. By being an advocate for these communities, these individuals protect and safeguard fundamental and universal human rights. This year, we are delighted to honor the work of two advocates who have worked in unique ways to unify faith traditions and immigrant communities through service. Our first honoree is Blake Strayhorn. Mr. Strayhorn is the president and executive director of Habitat for Humanity in Durham, North Carolina. He is leading efforts to significantly expand Habitat's operations and to increase their impact in that community. He came to Habitat after 20 years of banking, e-commerce, and entrepreneurial success. He is a dynamic public servant who has worked closely with our own community in North Carolina on innovative and impactful projects, including working very closely with Ahmadi refugee families. Before we invite Mr. Strayhorn to accept this year's award and share remarks, we are delighted to have with us Sue Henderson, who's the National Vice President of U.S. Operations for Habitat for Humanity. Ms. Henderson has been at Habitat for Humanity for over a decade. In her tenure there, she helped work to construct, rehabilitate, repair, and improve housing in approximately 70 countries. We invite Ms. Henderson to introduce Habitat for Humanity and Mr. Strayhorn's work.
Good afternoon. It is my great honor to represent Habitat for Humanity at today's event and to join in the recognition of my friend and colleague, Blake Strayhorn, whom you'll meet in just a second. Blake, you will see, is a man of great humility, but with an unbridled passion for helping others. You'll also see in just a moment a video of some of the work that Blake's Habitat affiliate, Habitat for Humanity of Durham, is doing, and some photos. And I know that you will be as inspired by this interfaith work as I am. To help put the work of Habitat Durham in context, I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about Habitat, our history, our work, and most importantly, our foundational commitment as a Christian faith-based organization to work arm in arm with people of other faiths. At Habitat, we like to say that God is our center, but not our boundary. Our staff, our volunteers, and most importantly, the families who we serve, are of all faiths or no faith at all. What's important to us is the ability to serve others. Habitat's vision is very simple. We pursue a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Last year, Habitat helped more than 8 million people all around the world to build or improve a place to call home. But we come from very humble beginnings. Habitat was founded in 1976 in a small town in southwest Georgia. The founders of Habitat weren't affordable housing experts. They were a small group of faithful Christian men and women looking for a way to put their faith into action. They chose shelter as their focus. Throughout our 43-year history, Habitat has remained true to our commitment to shelter and true to our identity as a faith-based organization. Today, Habitat works in nearly 70 countries all around the world, including predominantly Muslim countries such as Bangladesh and Indonesia. We have had great success in working with local religious and government leaders in those countries. We have found that our message of being an inclusive Christian organization has always been welcomed by local leaders of all faiths. Our remarkable Habitat for Humanity of Durham, North Carolina, is one of more than 1,200 Habitat affiliates in the United States. Habitat's niche has always been and remains homeownership. We believe in the potential of homeownership to change the trajectory of a family, to open a new world of possibilities. Our families are low income, but for Habitat, these families would likely never be able to achieve the dream of homeownership. Although we are a Christian organization, Habitat realized many years ago that other faith groups, including the Muslim faith, shared a central theological call to care for those in need. These same groups also hold long traditions of providing shelter as a means to help families move out of poverty. With so many shared commitments, we realized that by joining forces with other faith groups, we could multiply our efforts to truly achieve a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Our interfaith work was formally launched in 2006, following a gathering of leaders from the Christian, Muslim, and Jewish faiths. In the video that you'll see in just a moment, you'll see that our interfaith work goes far, far deeper than simply gathering people together on the work site. The model calls for forging personal relationships and creating an opportunity for volunteers to learn about other faith traditions. In the course of designing our formal national program, we learned, not surprisingly, that many of our local affiliates, including Habitat Durham, were already deeply, deeply engaged in interfaith work in their own communities. We are so proud of this work and the hundreds of families all over the United States who have benefited from it. But we are equally proud of the new relationships, stronger community bonds, and deeper understanding of other faith traditions that have been made possible by this work. I know that Blake will talk about this as well, but in today's world, while labels and stereotypes so often divide us, there's something about building a house together that unites us. Habitat builds bring people together from all walks of life, different ages, different income levels, ethnicity, and religious beliefs. On the build site, we discover and celebrate the things we have in common. Lives change, not just for the families we serve, but for our volunteers. Thank you again for inviting us to be with you today. We are humbled and honored to be with you. And again, on behalf of our entire Habitat for Humanity network all over the world, we offer our congratulations to Blake Strayhorn for his recognition as your 2019 Humanitarian, and to Habitat for Humanity of Durham for the transformational community work they do every day. Thank you.
I invite Blake Strayhorn to please come to the stage and accept the 2019 Ahmadiyya Muslim Humanitarian Award. Ms. Sue Henderson, if you can join on stage.
Good afternoon. Peace be with you. Every time I meet members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, I learn something new, and the conversation involves your strong commitment to humanitarian work. Your community does so much to help others, so I'm very much humbled by this award, and I'm honored. I'm also very honored and privileged to lead Durham Habitat for Humanity. As Sue mentioned, we build and sell affordable homes in partnership with the families buying our homes and thousands of volunteers, many of whom don't know how to build homes. We don't have enough affordable housing in our community, so what we build is really important. The beautiful thing about Habitat's model is that we bring people together to build homes. In a world that seems so divided and in many ways broken, I love this part about Habitat. I believe stereotypes and labels are a huge problem. Pundits or newspapers tell us who the problem is or what other groups think, and too many people believe them. They don't get to know one another. They read about the other people in the news, but they don't get to know them. A mentor of mine once told me, ideas divide and projects unite. Ideas and labels divide us and projects unite. Habitat brings people together to build affordable homes. Building an affordable home is a perfect project to unite. I first met my friend Hadi Ahmed about 5 years ago with the Durham Habitat Interfaith Build at a build we called the Hospitality House. We intentionally invited all parts of the Durham community to come together to build one home, a home we sold to a woman named Singh and her beautiful family. We invited each group that came out to build to bring a t-shirt or a banner, and we hung those banners on the wall of our tool container. We called it the Wall of Unity. During the build, we scheduled an interfaith day, a day we invited Muslims, Christians, Jews to come together and build at Habitat. We've been scheduling those regularly, at least once a quarter, ever since. We just had one on June 30th. As we build together, we get to know each other. We learn about each other's family. We break bread together. This past couple of weeks ago, we shared blessings from each faith. We helped 2 volunteers that day celebrate birthdays, and we sang happy birthday in different languages. As we work, we talk, and we recognize that we have many more things in common than we have differences. As we get to know each other, we gain an understanding of the nuances of our faiths, and we can appreciate and honor our community's diversity. We build homes, yes, and in the process, we build relationships. We build friendships, we build greater understanding. We build a stronger community. On that day 4 or 5 years ago that I met Hadi, I also invited a Habitat home buyer partner, a man named Dan, to build with us, and he reluctantly joined me. I'd like you to meet Dan and hear the power of our interfaith builds in his own words.
I'm a veteran of the war in Iraq. I served in the military from 2001 to 2006. I am a combat soldier, having served during the invasion and just after the invasion. I'm a single dad, so my daughter's 4 years old and she needed to be in a preschool. And we stumbled on a place called East Durham Children's Initiative. Through East Durham Children's Initiative, we got linked up with the LEAP Academy. And through the LEAP Academy, we got linked up with Habitat. Not too long ago, I had an opportunity to work with Habitat on an interfaith build. I hate to admit it, but I questioned myself about going to the interfaith build that day. PTSD does a lot of crazy things to a person. I think for every person it's a little different. There's a lot of different therapies out there that I've been through for this. That interfaith build provided a lot more for me that day than the VA Medical Center ever could have. I got to meet some great Muslim people. I got to learn about their faith and work side by side with them, and they worked side by side with me. They knew my story and I heard their story. And I went home that day not feeling defeated as I anticipated, but feeling happy and uplifted about the day and really proud of myself for having took a step in the right direction.
Ideas divide us, labels divide us, and projects and better understanding can unite us. Thank you, Ahmadiyya Muslim community, for honoring my team at Durham Habitat, our broader Habitat for Humanity International team, and me with this honor. Thank you all for your excellent humanitarian work, and thank you, Hadi, for our partnership.